Hey everybody, this is my fourth video, and I just had a couple things I wanted to show you. I also had another thing I wanted to discuss, and it's for anybody new that's getting into selling video games on Amazon. They pretty much break down what the condition should be, and a lot of the older games like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, N64, very rarely are those going to come with their books and their boxes. Um, so you can, if they don't come with the box and they don't come with the manual, you have to put them as either used acceptable or used good. Well, I just dealt with somebody who on eBay, I sniped this item. They had claimed that it was in great shape. They said very good and they said great. Well, when I got it, and pardon me, I've already bagged it up for Amazon, but the label, as you can see right here, is peeling off. The top has wear, which is kind of hard to see with the bag on there. I apologize, but it's kind of coming off. And then the back is like, yeah, it's gonna be really hard to see, but this is how it should look. And this is how it's just covered in, I don't know if they use Sharpie all over it, but it looks terrible. And I couldn't get it off with the magic eraser. And even the back label has multiple tears. So I went ahead and I contacted the buyer. I didn't give them a bad feedback because I think they were kind of new. But I did just explain that this is not great or even very good. This would be acceptable. And that's what I ended up sending it in as. Actually, with used games, good is the lowest. And I put it as used good. So there's that. Just make sure, because a lot of the times you're going to be selling to a collector and they're going to want those in as close to good shape as possible. And if I were collecting this, I already have a Mortal Kombat 2, but if I were collecting this, I would have given them a bad feedback because it's not the right customer service. You kind of look like you're trying to get one over on somebody because their pictures were horrible too. Because I would have seen that because I know what to look for. But on to more fun things, I guess. These are my hauls from the last week and a half. This one was just from a couple of days ago. I ended up getting Squad Leader board game. I think it's from 1980. A lot of little pieces. Looks like I've never played it before, but it looks like it'd be fun. I grabbed a Fortress Europa, and it looks like an expansion for Squad Leader, and Cross of Iron, which is also a Squad Leader expansion. So, and they look like they're complete, so that's kind of cool. I'm hoping to get maybe 20 a piece for those. I paid $1 a piece. Actually, they gave me the one without the top for free. I got it at a church like thrift store, which is where I got most of the stuff I'm going to show. I got this guy, which is a shocker. I never find vintage Star Wars stuff, but found this big guy, the old Darth Vader. He is missing the lightsaber and the cape, but I think he's still pretty cool. Probably sell him for 20, or I'll just keep him because I don't have a big Darth Vader, and everybody needs one because he's so cool. This was what I got this last week. Last week I did a video and I showed some stuff I got from a church sale. This is another thing I had got there for 15 cents, it turned out. But a vintage Chicago Bears winter hat. It's actually in pretty good shape for being as old as it is. So it's a pretty cool find. I'm thinking around winter time, probably get $20 for that, 25. I found some more clothing at that, and I didn't really show much last time. I think I showed a Patagonia fleece, but I wanted to show a couple other things because I have some questions. I'm actually a bit of a noob when it comes to selling clothes, and I'm wondering if anybody that watches my video can tell me anything about these. I have no idea. The first thing I want to show is it's a Christian Dior, which I'm hoping I'm saying that right. But it says Moss Brothers by Christian Dior, and I've never seen anything quite like this. It's got the buttons like it's a dress shirt, but it's got pockets on the front, like a pullover, like a hoodie would, and it's like kind of a velour texture or material. The back has this little weird cut, like it would be maybe a dress shirt of some sort. But if you guys know anything about this, that would be awesome. Here's that's what it looks like there. So yeah, if anybody knows anything about this, there's the back. I've searched pretty much everywhere: Google, eBay, Etsy. Can't find anything about it. Next thing is pretty self-explanatory. It's a Cabela's. Looks like a fishing vest. It's a double XL, which is pretty cool. And it actually still has its tags. It was $70 retail, so that was a 15-cent item. I grabbed this because it looked pretty cool. It's kind of like a Cosby sweater, which I guess is not a great thing right now. But Alan Stewart, and it's actually 100% leather. Here it's got like a V pattern, and it's 100% leather there. It's kind of odd. I've never really seen a leather sweater before. So, but yeah, Alan Stewart. If anybody's ever sold any of these, that would be any information would be awesome. I have looked up these. I haven't found this particular one, but I saw that some of the more Cosby-ish patterns do tend to sell a little bit higher, while other more boring styles kind of just, they either sit or they just sell for like $15-20 shipped. This one I think is kind of cool, so hopefully it's more in the upper than the lower. At that same sale, I got this J. Crew. Looks like a leather, yeah, it's a leather jacket. It's pretty sweet. It's a medium, so looks like a men's jacket. But yeah, pretty nice. Here's the tag on that, if you can see it. And again, if anybody's ever sold anything like that I've shown, like to give me any information, that'd be great. I have looked this stuff up, but I haven't found exact matches. So if anybody else has any information, that would be awesome. I got this yesterday at a thrift store, and they actually ended up just selling it to me for 55 cents since it didn't have a tag. But it is a nice Pendleton suit jacket. There's the tag on that, and it's the first Pendleton I've ever gotten. But again, I haven't really sold a whole lot of clothing so far in my career. I mainly deal with toys and video games, stuff like that, which is what I'm going to show now. I sniped this amongst a bunch of other items, so I ended up paying about $2 or so for this, but a vintage G.I. Joe on the card, and the card is pretty minty. It's pretty nice, and it comes with the VHS, comes with everything, and I'm hoping to get $40-50 for this. I'm not going to give it away because you don't come across G.I. Joe's mint on card very often, even if he isn't one of the main guys. Still pretty sweet. I picked this up at a thrift store, and it's missing just one item, but a Pokemon Master Trainer. These can be pretty pricey on Amazon. This is an example right here of something that you can sell on eBay, but you're going to sell it for a lot less than what you would be able to sell it for on Amazon. I've sold board games on eBay for years, and I just now started moving stuff over to Amazon, and you'd be shocked at I know Pete at Craigslist Hunter talks about the vintage electronics going for double the price. Same with board games. You're going to have to put them as collectible, like new or collectible, because I don't think there's a used category for board games. But make sure you take pictures. Make sure you know what's missing, or if it's missing, and make sure you let your customer know, because if they buy it and it's missing anything, or if it's not in great shape, they're going to ding you, and Amazon hates that stuff. So if you're dealing with video games or board games, you better describe things properly, and you better take really nice pictures. So just make sure you do that. But this one, I'm hoping around Christmas time, because I'm okay with letting these be long tail. Around Christmas time, I'm thinking I want $100 for this, but if I get 60 for it, that's cool. I only paid $1 for it. So. And I have sold those in the past for around 60 or so. Shop Goodwill, I actually sniped a collection of Halo figures. Whoop, wrong way. Here's an Elite here, and got a couple dudes here. Here's a couple of Spartans. Here's one. And I got a bunch of loose ones. I think there's 7 loose ones. Here's another one of that guy. And another Elite. They are in very, very good shape. But the cool thing was, in the same lot, there was 10 of them that were still on their cards. A lot of the cards were damaged, but I'm still going to send them into Amazon. I took pictures of them. I described them as they're collectible. I think most of them are collectible, very good. Since they're still on the card, they are complete. The figure is in beautiful shape. Obviously, it's still in the package. But the package is heavily damaged. A lot of them are like, there's barely anything left for the package, but the figure's still in great shape. And as long as you take pictures and as long as you describe them properly, as long as you have them in the right category, you're good. And you'll sell those for tons. Like there's one of the figures was about $70. I put it on for I think 60, so you get $10 off. A lot of people collect the figures out of package, so maybe they can get in and just open it up and put it on a shelf. So I'll end up just taking pictures of these guys and probably put them on eBay just by themselves. I don't usually lot things up unless they're worthless, but Halo figures tend to actually do pretty well. McFarlane does them. Todd McFarlane, and they do a lot of like statue type figures, and I think these are some of his best that he does, or the Halo line. Well, that actually, I think, is everything I have to show today. So, again, with any of those clothes, if anybody has any information, that would be fantastic. And thanks for watching.